I drink, therefore I am. Do you ever barter with your future self? 2 weekends of Oktoberfest remain. 2 beers gone, 4 to go. Not that 6 was some divine allocation for 2025, but it felt right. An intuitive rations list for the self, enough to indulge, but not to regret. The other night, I spent money with friends at an Oktoberfest event. A gift to my past self and to memory. What is Oktoberfest, if not a ritual of memory, of repetition, of celebration, of giving yourself permission to say, this moment now matters? But here's the thing. Beer runs out, and so does money. And in a world where the price of a stein rivals that of a small treasure, prudence becomes not only a virtue, but a necessity. With a shrinking wallet and an ever-expanding nostalgia, I do what any responsible philosopher of the pantry might do. I strike a deal across time. 4 beers, 2 meals. A toast now and a toast later. Not just arithmetic, but ethics. I drink, therefore I am also tomorrow. We tend to think of ourselves as singular, continuous entities. But when I stare at that fridge, contemplating whether to indulge now or divide the pleasure, I confront a simple truth. I am not just one person. I am a sequence of selves, each living briefly, but with ripple effects. Current me wants the 3rd beer. Future me would prefer I don't. So I barter, one now, one later, a truce, a treaty, a toast across time. It's funny, in a way, how we treat our future selves like slightly annoying roommates. We know them intimately, yet never quite meet them in real time, and we often disregard them, leaving behind dishes, debt, or empty six-packs. But sometimes, just sometimes, we treat them with dignity, with fairness, with a kind of self-respect extended across temporal distance. Oktoberfest, ritual, roots, and the serendipity of heritage. Oktoberfest itself began in 1810 in Munich as a royal wedding celebration, Crown Prince Ludwig and Princess Therese. A public party with beer, horse races, and Bavarian pride. What began as a one-off festival turned into an annual tradition, a celebration of harvest, culture, and conviviality. Over time, it spread beyond Germany, especially through immigrant communities looking for ways to anchor themselves in ritual and joy. So how does a group of 6 Americans, many of whom have Irish surnames, come together, beers in hand, unknowingly celebrating their German ancestry? Because that's what culture does. It migrates, blends, adapts. Our identities are not clean lines, but mosaics. A little Irish, a little German, a dash of American exuberance, and a good deal of barley and hops. We gather not necessarily because of ancestral memory, but because rituals like Oktoberfest feel right. They strike a chord. Maybe it's the joy. Maybe it's the rhythm of the seasons. Maybe it's the sheer absurdity of grown adults in lederhosen debating beer foam. In the end, it doesn't matter much whether you're German or Irish or neither. What matters is that for a few hours, across backgrounds and borders, we commune in celebration. And maybe that's another barter not just with our future selves, but with history itself. We pick up traditions, polish them with our own fingerprints, and pass them on. So here I am, contemplating my 4 remaining beers. They sit in the fridge like 4 sealed promises. 2 will accompany a meal this week. 2 will be saved for the final weekend of Oktoberfest. Not because I have to, but because some part of me wants to honor the continuity of my own existence. Maybe it's philosophical, maybe it's psychological. Maybe it's just being human aware that time passes, that choices matter, and that even the smallest decisions can be acts of meaning. And so I raise a glass not just to those around me, but to myself, to the self I was, to the self I am, and to the self I will be. Prost. Thank you for sticking around. Now for your Oktoberfest playlist and original score, Ein Toast, durch die Zeit.
Long ago, a prince wed a princess and gave the world a beer party. Today we raise our glasses, not just to them, but to who we were, who we are, and who we might become. 4 beers in the fridge, lined like old friends. 1 for today and 1 for the end. I could drink 3, forget the rest, but I owe my future self the best. Und 2, 3, Sopfer, Prost durch die Zeit. Sperre in der Zeit, so prostest du in der Not. To me now, to me later, to all that I've been. Drink deep, but think farther, let memory in. Prost!
In Munich they danced in 810 for Ludwig and Therese with steins in their hands. Now we sing in new cities, in new kinds of strain, but the rhythm remains through joy and through pain.
Und 2, 3, Sopfer, Prost durch die Zeit. Sperre in der Zeit, so prostest du in der Not. A toast to the past and the days yet to be. We drink with our shadows, our futures, our history. The world feels brittle like a stein in the sink, and democracy dances on the edge of a brink. So I ration my joy and I honor my need to leave something behind for tomorrow to feed.
Dein Zukunfts-Ich hört dich leise. Your future self is listening in every small choice, in memory, in rhythm, in one quiet voice. You said this year we'll remember, we'll do it right. And here we are.
Und 2, 3, Sopfer, Prost durch die Zeit. Sperre in der Zeit, so prostest du in der Not. Drink with Ludwig, with Therese, with the crowd yet unseen, with old friends and new, and the spaces between. Und 2, halt, denk nach und dann Sopfer. To the next time, to the last time, to all of time. Prost! And so we remember,
With ration and revel, that to drink well is to live well across time and across tables.
Not all of history is worth repeating or celebrating. For a powerful warning, watch when to leave. Are we where Germany was before the floodgates closed? Episode 3 of our Democracy in Decline series. And coming soon, a personal reveal on how this all hits home for me and for this channel. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Or for a deeper historical reckoning, watch our 2-hour epic. The Holocaust and rejection of anti-Semitism and racism, next.